What's
Yo.
up? What's up?
It's officially 2 in the NFL, aka the week the Saints became real. You know,
Oh
from
my
what I
God.
heard.
We're about to
From
get
what I
really homer today, aren't we?
Yeah, it's going to I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, it's a little out of hand already.
Yeah. So, anyways, I am Zach. That is Nolan,
Oh
and
my.
this is the Fantasy Lounge.
Welcome.
So
Welcome to our lounge.
that's right. That's
Pull up
right.
a chair. It's very
Well,
I don't know.
it's very
I lost it.
us-esque.
Yeah,
Yeah.
welcome.
Yeah. So, well, look, we're happy to have you. This is fantasy football content for fans by fans. Okay.
That's right. It's
And
us.
some of
The
us
big
are
old
0-2
fans.
for most of their leagues, right, Nolan?
Oof.
Me?
I don't want to. I'm 1-1, and I think in all 4 leagues.
Yeah. I'm ashamed to say I'm in 13.
Oh
And
God,
in
that's
one of those,
overwhelming.
it is overwhelming. What's more overwhelming about that is I'm 2-0 in one of those. The rest of it's not so great. It's not nearly as saintish in the rest of them. Okay.
Hey man, you got to regress to the mean at some point, right?
Yeah, that's right. I can't always be above average.
That's
okay?
right. That's right. You got to come back down eventually.
Much to some people's happiness. So, well, look, if last week was overreaction week, then this week has to be injuries week. I mean, it's
these boys going down.
Yeah, it's gross.
Everybody's getting hurt.
Yeah, we're going into week 3, and there's like teams without starting receivers.
Yep.
Or like running backs are out, and the second strings are playing. I mean, it is like
it's not gross. It's not last year bad yet for quarterbacks, but it's a strong start.
Week 3.
I know.
We've played 2 games,
and we're down to solid QB1s.
Yeah. So yeah, look, that's what we've got in the docket for y'all. We're gonna go over injuries. We're gonna go over how we think as fans for fans that this will impact lineups. We're gonna talk about the Saints for me for sure, and then we're gonna pack it up and get back out of here for next week. So yeah. All right. Well, let's jump into a couple of weird stats first, Nolan. We are not data people. We're not like statisticians, but we do like fun stats. Okay, so Bleacher Report, and specifically, let me see who I can see who did this. Brad Gagnon posted this on Bleacher Report's great article. It's like 9 weird stats going into week 2. Okay, and the first one is 91 points. 91 points scored by the New Orleans Saints through the first 2 weeks of the NFL's calendar. Let me tell you, it's the second most in modern history, behind only the 2009 Saints, who won a Super Bowl that year. Okay, who won a Super Bowl that year? Well, so
the history's behind you at this point. You've got data to back it up.
What I'm telling you is, if there's a GoFundMe to put a statue of Clint Kubiak, the new offensive coordinator, I would fund it.
He's the only real change between that team from this year and last year, isn't he?
Yeah, that's it. No receivers, no new talent. They added a left tackle in the draft.
Yeah, I was about to say a couple of linemen maybe, but that's about it.
It's gross. And a little bit of health.
Well,
different to the rest of our show today.
Because you can't even say it's after what happened with week 1 where you played some high schoolers. You actually played in it.
Supposed to be Super Bowl contender.
Supposed to be.
Yeah. We'll find out a little bit more about the Cowboys this week. But all right, let me hit you with a couple more, and then we'll move on to injuries.
Let's do it.
0-8. 0-8 is the win-loss record for teams quarterbacked by Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Matt Stafford, and Trevor Lawrence. They are 0-8.
That's reigning MVP, 0-2.
Yep. That's Super Bowl attending quarterback Joe Burrow, Super Bowl winning quarterback Matt Stafford, and then some long-haired guy in Jacksonville.
Who hasn't been great since he's been there. Don't know why he's on that list with those other 3. He kind of doesn't fit.
It won't be by nature as bad as the Deshaun Watson contract, but it's not going to be a good contract.
Not a great one. A lot of bad QB contracts the last 2 years.
I think it's kind of like drafting them. Like the odds that it's a bad contract are higher than if it's a good. But what are they supposed to do if they don't sign Trevor Lawrence? Is their option Sam Darnold or Daniel Jones or something like that?
Sam Darnold.
Speaking of Sam Darnold, third stat. 8-0, not 0-8, but 8-0 for quarterbacks or for teams with quarterbacks. Derek Carr, Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, and Justin Fields. They are 8-0 to start the season.
Well,
gross, right?
Leaning into the Carolina Panthers are a high school organization. They had 2 of those quarterbacks on their roster a couple of years ago, and one of them they had taken DT reps.
Yep. Let me hit you with the last one that we're going to do out of this. It's a great article. I would go read it if I was y'all on Bleacher Report. But the last one is, let me get down to it, concerning our number 1 overall pick this past year, Caleb Williams. Okay, 3.0. 3.0 is the yards per play this season for the Chicago Bears, which ranks dead last in the NFL behind the Carolina Panthers.
Yikes. Well, they also have probably the worst O-line in the league. He also had the most pressures for the year.
It does mention that.
If you go back and watch that game, that dude was running for his life what felt like every play.
Yep. Yeah, so it was gross. But yeah, bunch of cool stats. It's been an absolutely catastrophic start to the season for some people, both in real life and in fantasy. Okay. And in fantasy. So, all right, Nolan, let's jump over to injuries, right? Like, that's what we need to talk about. That's what we got to get to for everybody else. So you kick us off. We're using a tweet from Fantasy PT on really nice grid for us. So we like that show. Shout out. Nolan, you better see. Well, let's do a mid episode mic test. 1, 2, coming through okay?
Yeah, coming through better now. You're hitting some laggy patches, but that's all right. We'll get through it. With the magic of editing, we'll get through this.
Yeah. Shout out to whoever might try and edit this for us. We appreciate you ahead of time. Yeah. Let's jump into injuries.
Yep. Let's just go down the list and just see what happens. So first off, Jordan Love still out. God knows how long. Hopefully better. Yeah. I saw something today that it looks like he's progressing a little quicker than he would. But I will say I didn't drop them. I benched almost every Packer I have on any of my teams, not named Josh Jacobs. But shout out to their coach. They schemed with Malik Willis so fucking well. In 7 days, it looks like they have a completely different offense to work around their quarterback.
Yeah. So, I wish Josh Jacobs would have resulted in a touchdown. That's, as a Josh Jacobs owner in the one league I am 2-0, a touchdown would have been nice. Yep. But yeah, you're not wrong. Like, wait for Matt LaFleur to win a game with Malik Willis.
That's right.
Handily, by the way, win that game.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing. So Josh Jacobs, 0 receptions. Dude had 150 rushing yards, but he still didn't actually point very well.
Yeah.
Because he didn't catch the dang ball, especially in PPR leagues,
Yeah. Because he's not built like this big, 30 carry workhorse back, but he did. He did do it.
He's done it his whole fucking career. Everybody thinks he's going to start going down or start,
Nolan, we're like the Maxim show. We got to get like a buzzer when we, like a wordy dirt. We got to be like, ooh, ESPN's going to get us.
Did I wordy dirt? Honestly, I don't even know if I do with these.
Yeah. So for those of you,
I don't even hear it.
Yeah. We appreciate listens last week that it got not reported. It got flagged for my kids would call it potty because sometimes Nolan and I just say what we want to say. Okay,
that's right.
And so we're working on it. We're gonna have a list of words.
We're gonna do another fucking edit spree. You're cutting in and out again.
Yikes.
Your voice starts to be a robot and your video freezes.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
I'm a human.
That's okay.
Let me text my wife while we're
do you have fucking fiber or something there?
Yeah, I do. I'm plugged in.
Are you on an Ethernet cord?
Yeah, I'm plugged in. Yeah.
What the fuck is going on over there?
I don't know, Pally. Move on to Tua while I text the wife to get off the Wi-Fi.
All right. Tua, also a down. So concussion boy, another concussion. So I've seen a lot of this debate whether he should retire or not. I've seen a lot of former pro players come out and say yes, he should. But like, if this is what you do as football, like, I don't know how you can. I feel like it's a lot to give up mentally. You're kind of giving up who you are because you expect to have 10, 15 more years in this profession doing what you love to do. Because it's also the kind of injury that's not going to force you to, like, sure, you destroy Alex Smith your leg, you have to fucking stop playing. So this is also something you can just bring yourself back from, but at what point does it become a detriment, you know?
Yeah, and it's not so like I know if you have CTE stuff, like that happens later necessarily, but like it's not affecting his play minus availability on the field. He plays like every time when he comes back from this thing, he plays great. Like Tua's such a great fit for Mike McDaniel in that system, but like, you know, you do worry a little that long-term health-wise, this is it, you know, it could be an issue. Like, you know, you don't want to read some scary headline later on that we did something we shouldn't have because, you know, we lost our.
I think we're already to the point we are gonna. But hey, back to the football of it. So Skylar Thompson is fucking awful. I saw a fun stat today. My turn for fun stats.
Here we go.
He started in college 45 games. In his college career, he had 42 touchdown passes.
Okay.
Which is fucking awful for college.
Yeah.
You weren't even averaging one touchdown a game as a college quarterback. Don't know how you're really in the NFL. You're really bad.
And they thought it was brought him out there as a backup.
Yep. Don't get it. Don't understand.
Dude, with the Dolphins' weapons and Mike McDaniel's scheme, they should just go trade for like Jameis or
oh my god,
Jimmy
Jameis
G
on that team would be wild.
Yeah, like
love it.
Like a downfield thrower, right? Like go get you a good. If you put, I'm gonna say it. This is weird, but I saw a video with him this week, and I remembered him fondly. If you put a gunslinger like Jay Cutler on this team, dude, he'd have 5,000 yards. I'm telling you.
You must have saw the same video I did because that shit was so funny.
Yeah. Basically, it was the video where like quarterbacks are hitting people, and then he's like, "It's fucking Jay Cutler." Yep. He's just laying dudes out. Yeah. Shout out Jay Cutler. Okay. Nolan, Christian McCaffrey letting 1-1 owners down.
Oh, always. So that's the fucking fear. So it could have happened like last year where you were brave and you took him and it was great and worth it. But this is the fear that everybody had drafting him.
This is why I don't do 1-1s, man.
That's right. Because
if it happens at the 110
at this point.
Yeah, if you pick somebody at the 110 that gets hurt, I mean, you're still going to complain, but you're not going to – your team isn't so unbalanced that you're going to, like, lose the season. Like, if you picked at the 1-1 and McCaffrey and your next – the 210, like, or the 212 or whatever, it's horrible.
Yeah, you lost it.
You're in deep crap if you didn't get Jordan Mason.
But if you got Jordan Mason, excellent. I have him on my Dynasty League. He's been riding my bench for – 2 years at this point. I almost dropped him this offseason. Thank God I didn't.
No, I don't want to be weird, man. I would tell you to trade him for the world.
Oh God, somebody, whoever has who is Tyler? Yeah,
it's got to be Tyler.
The King's ransom.
I'm telling you, because look, it's what he does is not sustainable. Christian McCaffrey's better. He's going to be the productive one when he comes back, and he will come back.
He will come back, but.
Especially in a dynasty league, Nolan.
He is an injury-prone 28-year-old running back. Like, eventually that shit's going to catch up to him, too.
And what could you get for his backup?
A lot. Or I could keep the 2-year, where he's been in the league for 2 years. This is year 2. Like, we're fucking fine. Let's go.
Nolan, you're 0-2 anyways.
Hey, fuck off. Don't
trade
to
him
me like that.
Picks.
No.
Picks?
No. I do need picks. Right. I have 1 pick on next year.
All right, let's talk about
hold on. That's not the only injury on that team though. Fucking Deebo's out with a calf
true.
injury.
We added a new one.
Literally crank up your Ayuks, crank up your. If you got fucking Kittle, we talked about this back when this podcast was called the 3-Man Bunk Bed. Shut up and draft Kittle. Just shut up
Shut up and do it.
him. If you
don't
did,
have to be, you don't have to be
welcome.
brave. Just take Kittle, okay?
Just shut up and take him. And hey, you're welcome.
You'd be in great shape because this week with Deebo being injured and McCaffrey being injured, it's going to be the Ayuk special. It's going to be the Kittle special. And then if you're going to look for somebody on waiver, and it's a deep enough league, Juwan Jennings. It's fine.
Scary to say though. I don't think a name I've ever said to be fantasy relevant ever.
Well, that's just this Shanahan offense where, so let's see. So McCaffrey, Deebo, Ayuk, Kittle, Mason, Juwan, sixth option.
Mm-hmm.
And you could probably take him on the waiver wire and flex him this week.
Hey man, don't sleep on Juszczyk. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, look, 6B at best. Okay.
Well, have you seen his Juwan Jennings picture on Sleeper? I thought he was Odell for a second.
No, is he? Let me see. It's got to be. It can't be that many Jennings on there. He does look like even the hair.
You see it, right?
He looks like Odell's stud double.
Cool. That's great value, Odell, right there.
Yeah. That's Dollar General Odell, dog.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's awesome.
All
Sorry, Juwan Jennings. My bad.
I'm sorry, Tennessee faithful. Remember, sorry, my bad. Cole, R.I.P. He'd probably be mad at us for that one.
Yeah. All right, let's do one more before we jump into our sponsor.
Fucking Pacheco. Okay, so here's the thing about Pacheco being out. I do not trust a single running back on that team. He was alpha running back on that team. He was the only one getting carries. I think Steele had 4 touches and P. Ryan had 4 touches. So, and then they just went out and got Kareem Hunt, who has a history on that team. He probably knows that offense. He's washed as shit, but he could, knowing the system, at least plug and play a little bit on that team.
Yeah.
Carson Steele runs like a madman. Sure, great. He's still, I don't think that great, but we'll see. And then P. Ryan, who was on the passing downs anyways. So I would just stay away from that backfield. I wouldn't try and plug and play any of those guys.
Yeah, it's unclear. I agree with that. Like you said, Kareem Hunt's not been there since he karate kicked his girlfriend.
About that.
Yeah. I mean, he straight up karate kicked. She spit on him. That doesn't mean men out there that you can karate kick somebody, but also women don't spit.
That's assault legally.
Yeah. I guess there's not technically a rule out there that says karate kicking is illegal. It's just maybe
not him.
Yeah, socially unacceptable.
Right.
Frowned on. So, I'm out on Chiefs running backs. Conversely, I was a little bit cold on Rashee Rice moving into the season with his suspension looming. It's not an if, it's a win. But
you talked so much shit about me for picking him.
Yeah, it's looking more like next year. Like the Alvin Kamara stuff.
It's going to be next year.
Yeah, he's been great, man. And if they're not going to run it as much, Kelce week, your first good Travis Kelce week of the season.
Yep. He's the only good catcher of the ball on that team. Rice, yes, very explosive, great, run quick, but or Worthy. I said Rice. I meant Worthy. He doesn't touch the ball enough to be relevant. He had 2 fluke touchdowns week 1.
Yep, you're not kidding. Yep. Pacheco hurts. That hurts the Chiefs. I would look, depending on who they're playing, while Pacheco's out, and probably lay a couple of bets on if they are the projected winner. I would like the underdog in the certain. I just think if they can't run the ball, they're going to be coming after Mahomes. So. All right, before we move on to the next one, Nolan, we're going to take a short second to shout out our sponsor, Fantasy Football Advice Network.
Shout out the boys.
The link. I got to get the camera angled right there. Yeah, the link down there.
Under me.
That's right. We got a really quick video for them. That's our only advertisement.
Oh my God, we have an ad?
Yeah, check it out.
Are we legit?
We'll be right back.
We are here. FantasySportsAdvice.com, offering the best fantasy sports social media platform. Why join endless Discord communities or the trolls of Reddit? Fantasy Sports Advice is a community designed to help you win with 24/7 support. Go to FantasySportsAdvice.com and become a pro member for unlimited access. Again, go to FantasySportsAdvice.com today.
How about that?
We did it. We're real. We're legit.
First ad ever.
Yeah, right. Also, you don't have to deal with the trolls on other sites. You can come to this one and deal with me.
It's true. Yeah, if you see Fat Squirtle pop up on a comment, it's on.
I'm there. I'm ranked number 2. I'm handily ranked number 2 on that site.
Look, I don't be weird. And Nolan's not the type of guy to jump on and be like, good post. That's not him. That's not Nolan. All right. Let's jump back to these injuries. Let's move on to Kenneth Walker. Okay.
Oof.
This was originally reported as like an oblique injury that someone could play through.
Yeah, so they said it was like an ab injury, and that feels not bad until I guess I just thought about it for a minute. I'm like, yeah, no, that sounds fucking awful. You get hit every play by a truck in your midsection, and that's what's fucking paining you. Yeah, sure, great. Sounds awful. It might just be a pain management thing. It might be more, who knows, but that's a lot of pain to manage, so I'm with him. Sit out until that shit gets healed.
Yeah, and look, the passing offense for the Seahawks looking great.
Yeah.
Charbonnet's good enough. Shout out Grindberg. You won this week. Charbonnet I had an argument with him over Jerome Ford versus Charbonnet, and he wins round 1. Charbonnet was better this week.
I didn't agree with you anyway, so I was with him.
Yeah, well, that's okay. It wasn't my game script argument went right. They just didn't. Jerome Ford didn't get his touchdown. Okay.
Well, it's because his offense is bad. He does not have a quarterback.
Yeah.
Also, the new OC that came in from the Huskies has been excellent. Like, I like his offense.
Yeah. Charbonnet. You don't have to worry about anybody else.
Charbonnet, plug and play. If Walker's out, just play Charbonnet. There's nobody else on that team that's going to get the running back touches. He's an excellent play.
What did he end up with? 14 points week 2?
I don't know.
Let's see. Yeah, 18. 18 points in standard PPR scoring, which is usually 2 different things, but like you're straightforward 1 point per PPR.
Yeah. No, he did great.
17.9. It's great.
Yep.
So, all right.
14 rushing attempts, 5 receptions. Great. It's excellent plug and play. Next is Mr. Tajay Spears, maybe. It's a TBD. I don't know if he's actually going to miss this week.
Says he expects to play.
Yeah. Well, great. Fantastic. This is what you get for giving me an old list. Pollard would have been great, but it's still a super committee there. Pollard seems to be getting more touches than him as is. So if he have a nagging little injury, stick Pollard in. Great. Go to town. It'll be less of a split.
Yeah, he's got about 60% of the snaps, 67% last week. Yep. Pollard, not Spears. He's double-digit points both weeks. So the offense is gross, but they like Tony Pollard. So if Tajay Spears has an injury designation going into the game, just avoid him.
Did you see the coach's reaction to Will Levis last week, though? He has made 2 weeks in a row he's cost them the fucking game. Like,
with
it's
the same kind of stupid mistake.
The exact same. Just take the fucking sack at that point. I don't get it, dude.
What the coach is saying, like, hey, dude, the sack is a negative play, but it's like at the bottom scale of negative.
It's not costing you points. Like, sure,
it's like the
B minus 3 points this week. The week before it costed him 7. So,
but it basically was the difference between winning both games.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't been fantastic, but they've not been so abysmal that they couldn't win. And then he made a turnover, game-changing decision twice.
Yep.
Silly. Will Levis, that's what you get for having mayonnaise in your life.
Oh, fucking idiot. That's what you get for going to Kentucky.
Yep. Yeah, we hate you. Anyways. So Raheem Mostert, doesn't really matter.
Doesn't matter. Play A-Chain. Even week 1 when he wasn't hurt, I think he had, 4 rushes? Yeah, it's almost irrelevant. Play A-Chain. You're fine.
Yep, all you Jalen Wright truthers, everybody else, give it up. It's A-Chain.
That's right. So the next one is actually kind of intriguing. So if Joe Mixon misses this week, Dameon Pierce awful running back, also their number 2, but he's also hurt.
Yep.
So if both of them miss, all that's left is Cam Akers, who the last time we saw him looked fucking awful, and Dare Ungumbuwale.
Dare Ugubunwale.
Jesus Christ, I fucking butchered that. I'm sorry to everybody.
I'll be the name guy. It's fine.
I'm a little too whiskeyed in. I couldn't fucking say it. My bad. Dare got more touches while Mixon and not Pierce. Pierce has been hurt. While Mixon was still on the field. Dare had more touches than Cam. Honestly, if you have to and you're super fucking desperate and you want to just kind of gamble a little bit because we're feeling cheeky, play Dare over Cam Akers.
I don't know, man. Wasn't it Cam Akers in the preseason that had a quadruple spin move?
Yes, but
if J.K. Dobbins can do it, Cam Akers can do it. J.K. Dobbins has more fantasy points for running backs than almost anyone.
Because his line is insane. He has also the most yards before contact. He's so efficient because his line is insane.
We live in a world where he's tied for the 4th highest scoring fantasy running back.
Yep, it's wild.
He's the slowest dynamic player I've ever seen.
Also, Cam Akers had that fucking fumble. So I don't know. I want to be cheeky. Let's play Dare. But
let's just play CJ and Nico.
That's gonna bite me in the ass, but I'm fucking sticking to it.
All right, we'll play 50-50. I got Akers this week. You got Dare.
Whoever ends up with more fantasy points, something will happen next week on this show. You wait and see.
Yep, you'll know next week.
Yep.
Let's get to the Rams.
Oh God.
Both of them are out, right?
Both are out. It's getting real fucking desperate on that team.
So I'm out. I'm out on anybody not named Kyron. Maybe Colby Parkinson, but I don't want to live in a world where we're like really shouting out Demarcus Robinson and Tutu Atwell.
Hey man, stop selling Colby Parkinson short. We've been talking about this. Stop it. Stop it.
Hey man, I'm just saying, dude got hurt last week, and in a game where they were behind and needed a pass, Colby had 2 points.
No, he had 1 catch. Fuck off.
Yeah. So at 2 targets. More alarming than 1 catch is that he only had 2 targets.
Yeah, whatever. So it's going to be Demarcus Robinson. If you need a wide receiver to play Demarcus Robinson. You'll be fine.
Hear me out. You need to play. Yeah, if you're going to play one, play him. I'm playing Kyron. But here's the caveat. You better go get Blake Corum. If it's all going through Kyron and Kyron gets hurt, it's all going through Blake Corum, right? Like, it's going to be a while before Puka and Cooper come back. So, hedge your bets. Get Blake if you can. Kyron did well. He's done well through the start of the season. I've got him in a league, and I told myself I wouldn't. But plan ahead.
Yeah.
You might not draft a handcuff, but you could waiver wire a handcuff.
That's right. Yeah, he is the backup. He would be a great handcuff. But we'll see. That's if they can. Like, karma doesn't hate them so much that they'd give them another injury like that, right?
Why would you even say it out loud?
I'm just saying. Put it out.
Why would you wish that on them? We don't hate the Rams, Nolan. I don't think.
They're the wrong LA team.
It's true.
I don't talk about it often. I'm actually like a Chargers fan. Chargers light fan.
Yeah, I was gonna say closet. It's not really closet, but I'll accept light. L-I-T-E. I'll accept that.
I'm a Chargers fan light.
Yeah. But they've been okay this year. They've been okay with Harbaugh.
Oh, they're 2-0.
They're a kick you in the face kind of football team. Like, they're not going to blow you away, but they're going to frustrate the shit out of you.
That's right. So they went and got the whole Ravens backfield, and they got Harbaugh, who loves to run the ball. Yep. So, I mean, they're doing very different than the Chargers had the last few years, but, I mean, they look fine. Also, Quentin Johnston has looked like an actual player, which I was very wrong about. I thought he was Dunzo, but I guess he's a first-round draft pick. You have to put the effort into actually having him get some usage. But
Yep. Okay, Keenan Allen. The Bears suck. So any addition is helpful to Caleb Williams potentially, he's not going to have time to throw.
That's
it
right.
to
He
QB
doesn't
when
have
comes
time.
back.
He has had the most QB pressures than any other QB in the league. Like
He's
their
getting-
line is fucking awful.
Yeah, his time in the in the tackle box to be able to pass. I forget the phrase for Nolan, like his clear lane passing or whatever that is probably, if Bryce Young has been first this season, Caleb's has got to have been last.
He was sacked 7 times last week.
That sounds like Joe Burrow his rookie year, man.
God, dude, he's just running for his life.
That sounds like Joe Burrow's rookie year when he tore his
Joe Burrow
ACL.
every fucking year.
Yeah, that's true. But especially his rookie year.
Well,
Yeah, look, Keenan's, he didn't practice today, and we know how this is. We're training y'all the way we're being trained. Is if they don't practice on Wednesday, it makes playing Sunday complicated.
Mm-hmm.
Wednesdays when they install game plans. So he didn't play today. They're going to play Indy. So they might err on the side of caution. Indy's defense has not been that good. I don't think they need Keenan to be able to maybe go out and win this. So
I mean, they don't. Also, just gives Rome more looks. Like he's been fine.
Yep. All right, let's move. Hollywood Brown, he's on IR. It's another one of those injuries where they let you draft him, and then he's not taking snaps. So, it's fine.
He probably won't touch the field this whole year. He got a 1-year deal, and he won't play that whole deal.
Yeah. So that stinks. I thought he was probably going to be okay. Not great, but better than Mecole. So,
well, it's hard not to be.
Yeah. Let's go T. Higgins.
Oh, okay. Why have they used tight ends so much this year? Like,
I don't understand it.
Between Gesicki and Sample and All, I think is the third one. Like, they have the highest tight end usage of any team in the league, which I did not see coming. I mean, maybe we should have. Gesicki's basically just a slot receiver. He's a tight end. He can't block. He just lines up in the slot play.
Yeah, new age tight end.
Yeah, well, he's like 30. I don't know if you can be a new age tight end anymore. But I mean, I don't even know how's Chase looked. Let's look at it.
No, I mean,
Yeah, just fine. He only had 5 targets. That's crazy.
Yep. But this whole offense, as far as like player, like it's been a struggling offense. That like they've just been okay. There's nobody here that's like groundbreaking. Like Andre Iosivas, Nolan, you'll love to hear, has the same amount of points as Jamar Chase on the season.
Love to hear it. Called it.
He
was my round 18 pick in every fucking underdog draft.
Yeah, their kicker has the second most points for them this season.
Yep.
Big Dick Evan McPherson has 21 points. Okay.
Eric All had the same number of receptions as Jamar Chase last week.
There you go. So look, they could really use a talent infusion, I think, of T. Higgins, but he's got one of the most frustrating injury designations you will run into. So he's listed as questionable. His most recent update is that he's continuing to progress in the right direction and that you need to monitor his status.
Also, it's a hamstring. That shit's going to last him all year.
Yeah,
We've talked about hamstrings so many times. It's the worst injury you can get that's not just you're out for X amount of time. That it's just going to nag you, and it's never going to go away.
Look, and T's a Monday night game, so you can't have him listed as a spot hoping he's going to play.
Yep.
And then you get locked out of all your other options.
He's going to be on your bench this week.
Yeah. You
don't gamble on it. He's probably not going to play. Don't leave him in your lineup gambling for a Monday night.
They're up against Washington. Honestly, the way the Bengals played in week 2, they should be able to beat Washington without T. Okay. Just go in there and do your work. All right, let's go AJ Brown. AJ Brown. So let me pull up the most recent one.
I was about to say, I don't know what his actual injury is.
Doubtful. Did not practice Wednesday. It's a hamstring, Nolan.
Hey, everything we just said for T. Higgins, we're saying it again.
Yep.
Great. Go team.
And although Jalen Hurts, and you'll hear from me, blows in important time. He's an anti-clutch quarterback.
Good.
Yeah, he's anti-clutch. Devontae Smith had it like a halfway coming out game.
He did great.
Yeah, he's He was pretty good, I think. So A.J. Brown's not going to play. He didn't practice today, so he's probably not going to play. He's the doubtful designation. But you can play Devontae Smith with confidence.
Hey, yo, shout out. Maybe play Britton Covey. Like, who the fuck is that? Where did he come from?
I don't know. 8 points on all screens, by the way. Like,
every single one of them.
3.8 yards per catch. It's all bubbles.
That's
but
right.
we play PPR, people.
If you play PPR, that's an easy 8 points.
Matters.
If you're real desperate, it could matter, especially in like a super deep league. Like if you're playing in one of those like 14-man leagues or something, you might need it.
No, and look, his jersey, and I know everybody's is, but it just looks funny because his jersey is so low.
He has no shoulders.
He needs a chain, man. He needs something to eat up some of this empty space.
Oh my god.
Yeah. No chest hair either, by the way. He's just a little baby boy.
He's a little baby boy from Utah. How are you year 2 and 27?
Nolan, you're 5'8". You're in college for a long time.
Well, 5'8", 170. Yeah, small man.
Ooh, but he played with Cameron Rising.
Cameron Rising's been in the league for, 8 years now?
Yeah.
Jesus, that dude's eternal at this point.
Yep. All right, let's go Vikings and Jordan Addison, and I want to pull it up so I can give a little bit of an update on Justin Jefferson.
Is he dealing with something?
So Addison missed practice today. Let me see. It's supposed to have been a multiple week thing anyways. And so if he misses this week, that's multiple weeks, right? So that's in line with what we've heard and we think is that he won't play this week. And then Justin Jefferson went out last week after 24 points, by the way.
Yeah, right.
Went out, but he was limited at practice. Now that means he was at practice. He was there for game plan install. So
he'll be fine. He's the best receiver in the league. They're probably just being cautious. It's fine.
Well, and
he doesn't need to practice.
Like he's gonna play. Like he's one of those guys that got paid the money, and then here's Jamar Chase talking shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then goes like, I'm going to go out there and like put up a ton of stats on that guy.
Yeah.
All right. Josh Downs, not that big a deal. The Colts looked completely inept last week.
They can't fucking throw the ball, so it's irrelevant if you're a receiver on that team. Basically, you're gambling who's going to get the 60-yard bomb that game.
Yeah. So, yeah. So I'm good. I'm not sure if he's going to play. He's still got his injury designation from his preseason injury. Oh, no, yeah, practices him full, poised to play. But I don't think Josh Downs is the difference between no points and, like being in the game.
I wouldn't play any of those receivers on that team.
They were terrible.
Yeah.
Play Anthony Richardson for rushing, play Jonathan Taylor, and walk out.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Evan Ingram.
I don't know what's going on with that team. They have all the weapons to have an insane offense, and they still just don't.
It's a hamstring. Who's the doctor that Christian Watson went to? Now, it didn't cure his playing because he got 0 points last week, but he was on the field.
So what's going on with, like, this bullshit? Like, I don't get this team. It infuriates me watching. They're trying to be like a run first team, it feels like, but your line's not good enough for it. Also, last year Trevor Lawrence had the like highest points lost from drop passes, but like Kirk's back now.
Yeah.
So I don't know. They're not throwing Christian Kirk the ball, which goes against what they did the last 2 years when Christian Kirk wasn't hurt. And I'm so confused.
Let me tell you what I think the issue is. They've got talent everywhere, and when the talent isn't working, it's coaching.
Mm-hmm. It's got to be,
Peterson
right?
Won a Super Bowl. Yeah, Doug Peterson won a Super Bowl in kind of a perfect situation at Philly, and then they fired him, the next year or 2 years after?
Oh, it might have been the next year because, God, it felt like a fluke, that whole fucking Super Bowl.
Because they were, like the Eagles were dysfunctional. And so now he's at the Jaguars. They've got all this talent around them, and they're dysfunctional. Like, to me, it's coaching related. Not to bury the lead on if you should play Evan Ingram or not, but the Jaguars dysfunctional. I think it starts with the head coach. I think they got to get like nail that down. And Doug Peterson is probably a better OC than he is a coach.
Yep. If you're on the fence about whether you should play Evan Ingram, don't go pick up Gesicki. He's only owned in 33% of leagues. You'll be fine.
Or maybe give Colby Parkinson another run. Maybe.
Or fucking Eric All. That dude had as many receptions as Jamar Chase. Let's be real. Go pick up one of the tight ends on the Bengals. You'll be fine.
Yeah, so speaking of tight ends, David Njoku, I really appreciate – I don't appreciate he throws to you, so we're skipping.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't want to talk about it anyway.
Browns. Jake Ferguson, MCL plus a bone bruise.
He's questionable for this week. He'll probably play. But if they don't get their act together in that offense, like they've also got all the weapons in the world and don't seem to use them very well.
Well, they've got a pretty good matchup. It didn't look like it in week 1, but in week 3, they got the 0-2 Ravens coming to Dallas. So if you want to get right, play a dysfunctional 0-2 team.
Or be scared of playing a dysfunctional 0-2 team. They do have the MVP. They can get their shit together.
Listen to their next 3 games. This is their last chance to get right before their bye week or before they have the next really tough game. So they've got Baltimore at home.
Could be a tough game.
They should win at home. You should win your home games. But Lamar's Lamar. Then they have the Giants at New York, but it doesn't matter. The Giants
still win that, yeah.
Yeah, the Giants are the only team. Oh, there's your stat. Giants are the only team to score 3 touchdowns and lose. The only team to score 3 touchdowns and hold the other team to no touchdowns
and lose. That's fucking insane.
So they got the Giants. Then they got Pittsburgh, who is 2-0, but far
somehow
unbeatable team.
How the fuck is Justin Fields winning these games? It's
and then
wild.
Detroit week 6, and Detroit's probably the best 0-2 team you're gonna find. So
well, they looked a lot better week 2 because they remembered that Amon-Ra is on their team.
And Aiden Hutchinson had 4.5 sacks. Like Jared Goff had an uncharacteristically turnover-prone Jared Goff game.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be okay.
Yep.
The Lions are going to be okay.
What the fuck is going on with Laporta?
Tight ends, bro. We talked about it. He's playing fine. What we expect from young tight ends.
Yeah.
So, anyways, Jake Ferguson. Limited in practice, but they need him badly, so he's probably going to play. Like I would imagine to see him, they don't want to go 1-2. But yeah, if they're dysfunctional, if they're the Cowboys they've been the last 2 weeks, I don't think it matters.
The Cowboys is the Cowboys, and they always will be. And last one, Taysom Hill, he's going to play. It's not a ruin.
Don't you worry.
Don't
okay?
you worry about it. He will play.
Miss games. All right.
He really doesn't. Has he really ever been hurt in his career?
Yeah. So he missed 1 game each in the last 2 years, which from a guy who plays every position, you expect it. And
21, he missed some time. He's basically played every game.
And then for the rest of the time, 16 games.
Yeah, he doesn't get hurt. Got it.
Yeah. Taysom's going to play. Don't worry about it. And he was Kamara's lead blocker this weekend. That's probably not even all the injury news. That's just the injury news.
I'm sure there's more, but it's what we've got in front of us, so that's what we're going to end on.
Yeah. So look, we appreciate it. That's week 3. So we made it through overreaction week. Now we're into injury week. Check your waivers. Check your injury designations. This is your week where Sunday morning you're stink tinkering. You know, like do what you got to do. Okay, but don't you dare put somebody in your lineup that doesn't play. Okay,
that's right.
Don't do it.
Don't play injured players. Don't draft them, especially if they're on a Monday. Don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it hoping they're going to get right, and then your lineup's locked, and you can't do anything else. So
if you're worried about one, put them in the flex, and wait until 20 minutes before game starts.
That's right. We appreciate it. We're going to see y'all back for recapping week 3 and going over week 4. I'm Zach. That's Nolan. This is Fantasy Lounge. We'll see y'all.
See ya.